So now the red logo is sharp against a black background, but it isn't all that interesting. You're going to add lighting and adjust the material properties to give it more character. First, you'll add a spotlight to add some depth to the logo. So let's go to 323, which is the last frame in the time ruler. Make sure all layers are deselected, and then choose Layer, New, and then Light. In the Light Settings dialog box, do the following. Name the layer Spotlight. Choose Spot from the light type. Set a color to a white tint. I'm going to use 248, 249, and 242. So as long as it's somewhere in that vicinity. Make sure the intensity is set to 100%. Cone angle needs to be 90 degrees. Make sure the cone feather is 50%. Select the Cast Shadows option, this box right here. Set the shadow darkness to 50% and shadow diffusion to 150 pixels. And then click OK to create the light layer. In the timeline panel, the light layer is represented by a bulb icon. You see there's your camera, there's your bulb. In the composition panel, a wireframe illustrates the light's position. You see all that frame with crosshairs icon representing the point of interest. The spotlight adds some drama to the logo, but the extrusion isn't obvious as the camera moves into place. You're going to add a fill light so the extrusion effect is visible. So make sure everything's deselected. Go to Layer, New, and then Light once again. In the Light Settings dialog box, do the following. First, we're going to name it Fill Light. Choose Ambient from the light type. Set the color to a light blue. I'm going to use 179, 221, and 244. So you see there, somewhere in that vicinity, doesn't have to be exact. Set the intensity to 65, and then click OK to create the light layer. The extrusion is more obvious now, giving all the logo components more depth. Hide all the open properties for all layers, and then click File, and then Save. The scene is looking better, but you can make it more obviously three-dimensional still. We're going to change the material options properties to determine how the 3D layers interact with the lights and shadows. So select the last leaf layer, then hold down the Shift key and select the media layer, so those 4 layers are selected. Press the A key twice, and that reveals the material options properties for the layers. The material property or options property group defines the surface properties of a 3D layer. You can also set shadow and light transmission values. For cast shadows, right here it's off. Click the word off to set it to on. Make sure it says on, not only. The logo layers now cast shadows based on the lights in the scene. Now we're going to change the specular intensity to 35%. Increase the specular shininess to 15%. We want it more shiny. That gives the surface a slightly more metallic shine. So now press the U button and then deselect all the layers. Press the home key and then press the space bar to preview the entire movie. The leaves swirl onto the screen. twirl around and exit as the logo appears to spin into place. So once it's done its thing, this is what yours should look like.